Hello, everybody. Great morning, great afternoon, and great evening. So, you are watching me today because I'd like to share with you a personal scene, a traumatic scene from my story, something that was very traumatic to me, and and yeah. So here is my story. So I'm sharing this message with you today because I'm sure at least one of you out there, wherever you are in the world, I'm in Los Angeles, California right now. I've been here my whole entire life. I've never lived anywhere else and born and raised in Los Angeles, but I moved to a town which is about 65, 70 miles away from Los Angeles to a town named Moreno Valley, which is in Riverside County. So I spent my whole childhood, teenage years, and early adolescent life there. And that's where my roots are. So that's where my journey began. And so, just to share with you, first and foremost, I'm super grateful for having this platform where I could communicate, I could express myself, and just voice out what I need to get out there. And just to be completely transparent, candid with you, when I was a young boy, a young child, I was quiet, I was shy, introverted, still am introverted. I get when I'm around people, it takes a lot of energy out of me, and I have to go to like a quiet place to reset, to re-energize, and just to refuel, right? And so I share that with you because while growing up, I realized, especially during teenage years, entering middle school, high school, you just want to fit in, right? You want to be part of the cool crowd, and you want to belong. And it wasn't that always wasn't the case. I was pretty much the loner. I was alone most of the time. I remember in middle school, I would go to the library during lunch break and I would just study, do my homework, and go back to school, go back home. And the only thing that I looked forward to was playing sports. And so sports gave me an outlet to express myself and to feel empowered to belong to something. So I could understand why sports and doing outside activities outside activities from school gives kids a sense of belonging and empowerment. And I played baseball, played golf, I was part of a swimming team, and I felt like a different character, like transformed, um, doing those things. And I also want to share, I felt the joy and I felt the joy of doing presentations in front of class. Believe it or not, I was always, like I said, I was always a quiet one. And people would actually come up to me and ask me, like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And it just bugged the hell out of me, you know. Every time somebody would say that to me, because I felt totally fine and comfortable just being by myself, quiet. And so it didn't really hit me until high school when things started to get in my mind and I started to think like, man, I want to change. I want to be able to hang out with a cool crowd. I want to make more friends. And so, yeah, going back to the presentation part, I've always felt empowered to be in front of people. Since I was a quiet one, I really didn't have enough, or I didn't have a lot of friends. And so when I got up stage or present, I felt like that I could transform myself. I could command that attention and show the world who I am through a project that I wanted to share for an assignment. So that's where I realized throughout time that I enjoyed being in front of an audience. And so that is something that over the years until now, that I continue to and want to grow and develop to become a better speaker and just sharing my message. And so yeah, fast forward to high school, I've changed tremendously. And I remember one of my friends that was on my baseball team, he said, "Hey Aaron, what happened, man? I missed the old Aaron." And his name is Marcus, great guy. And I asked him, what do you mean? It's like, I just missed the innocent, shy Aaron. And I realized from that moment that I was a different person when he told me that. And that's when, I was happy at that point because, I was making more friends. But the thing was, there was a trade-off. My grades started slipping and started hanging out with the wrong crowd, started ditching class. And I remember the time I stole my golf coach's hall passes so I could just skip class and come to class whenever I want. I remember a time where I wrote my own hall pass and forged his signature and walked into my choir class. And I remember till this day when I handed the note to my choir teacher, and she she knew that I was onto something, and she let it slide, and she knew it was fake, but thank you. And yeah, so just these bad habits of ditching class and hanging out with the wrong crowd. I ended up not graduating on time with my graduating class. In 2002, I had to take summer school, and I took summer school and I didn't graduate on time because I failed my physical education class, which is I was part of the golf team, and we were to report to the basketball courts and just be present for that whole hour, and didn't do that. I just didn't think it was a big deal. And so yeah, that translated into not me graduating. I didn't get credit. And so, and after that, it was just various ups and downs, roller coaster ride. I was in and out of college. I had no direction. And I went to about 3 different universities or 3 different colleges before I actually settled into going to a 4-year institution, Cal State Fullerton, and which was at that time an hour commute from where I was living. And so here's where my personal story comes in. So this whole transition of finding myself and bettering my life, I was bullied, got called names. I was teased about my last name, which is Dumas. And so you can imagine where that's going to go. Yeah, I was bullied, I was teased, and I was assaulted before. I was dating I was dating this girl when I was 20 and she was 29, and didn't know she was seeing somebody at that time. And this person she was seeing was an ex-convict. And I still remember we were coming home one day and he was there at the house, and it was very traumatic because I was in shock. And I was and as soon as I got out of the car, he assaulted me. And yeah, punched me in the face, or more rather right here in the side of my head, and it was traumatic. And about, I want to say maybe 4 months later, I got robbed. Got robbed in my own house. I was getting ready to go to school, and I thought it was just door-to-door salesperson. But they kept knocking the door, so I went downstairs. Keep in mind, I just got out of the shower. So I went downstairs to check it out, and I looked through the keyhole. Who was in there? Who was there? It was two guys. And so, okay, probably gonna go away. So I walk over to the window and peek through the blinds, and I see no movement. I didn't see them, walk away. And so as I'm moving away from the window and I approach the door, all of a sudden, poof, the doors just blast wide open, and everything's happened so fast. And I still remember, I was, hey, I don't know you guys. I don't know what you want. Yeah, I was probably more shocked than scared. And everything just happened so fast. They told me to look on the ground. I think they had a gun or not, because everything happened so fast. I complied with the request. There's two gentlemen. Well, not gentlemen at that time, but two guys. The other guy was grabbing the stuff, and one of the other guys stayed with me to make sure that I wasn't doing anything. And while the other guy was going around my house gathering the stuff, he told his accomplice to kick me in the head. But I'm so grateful that he didn't do that, because he told his friend that I was complying. So anyway, so I'm on the floor face down, and they rip a cable from my toaster oven and tie me up and take the tablecloth and just put it over me, and they told me to count from 100 back to 0. So as I'm counting 100, 99, 98, all the way down to 0. Is anybody there? Hello? Nobody answers. So I get up slowly, and just from there, call my parents, call my friend, and yeah. I didn't know how to react. I was just more shocked than scared. And from there, I'm very calm. I have a calm demeanor, and that helped a lot. So yeah, that was a very traumatic experience I had, and the things that I do today to help me to overcome that is obviously therapy, number one. Number two, meditation. 3, martial arts training. It's more of the mind, obviously, and obviously the self-defense help as well, and just working out. And so I'm a big believer of mind, body, and spirit, and I continue to practice that on a daily basis. And I just hope that my story helps you, and just realize that no pain lasts forever. Tough times do not ever last. Tough people do. Tough people overcome tough times. So yes, just realize whenever you're going through a storm right now, when it's raining, it's cloudy, you got thunderstorms everywhere, just know that tough times never last. Thank you.